A shocking crime in Lethbridge.
The victim was transported by EMS to the Chinook Regional Hospital and later airlifted to Edmonton for further medical treatment.
A 7-year-old boy stabbed, his brother accused of the crime. Pumping the brakes.
Well, if it saves lives, to me, it's not something I worry too much about.
The Calgary intersections where speeding will cost you. And a career on the edge.
City board, as you see, is really, it has to be really precise.
A Cirque du Soleil artist tells us about the discipline it takes.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. We begin with a shocking crime in Lethbridge. A 12-year-old has been charged with the attempted murder of his 7-year-old brother. Camilla Di Giuseppe joins us with more details. And Camilla, investigators say the attack happened in the family's Lethbridge home last week.
Ian, 10 days ago to be exact, the boy's father made the unimaginable discovery late last Wednesday afternoon that his 7-year-old had been stabbed multiple times. Their father had just returned home and immediately called 911. Paramedics rushed the boy to Chinook Regional Hospital, who was then airlifted to the Stollery Hospital in Edmonton, where he remains in stable condition. Investigators say they obtained evidence that suggested the 12-year-old, who was home at the time of the attack, was the lone suspect. But what's also troubling, Ian, is that investigators say the older sibling lied about what happened, telling them it was an intruder who was responsible for the stabbing.
The victim's 12-year-old brother said an unknown male entered the residence and stabbed the child before fleeing the scene. The victim was transported by EMS to the Chinook Regional Hospital and later airlifted to Edmonton for further medical treatment.
The 12-year-old, who cannot be named because they are a minor, is charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault and remains in custody awaiting a bail hearing. Ian?
Thank you, Camilla. Calgary police are investigating a hit and run in the northeast industrial area. Police say a pedestrian was hit by a vehicle at the intersection of 37th Avenue and 26th Street. It happened around 1:30 this afternoon. Police say the man was taken to hospital in stable condition. Photo radar is coming back to 2 Calgary intersections. Stephanie Thomas joins us now from Crowchild Trail near 12 Mile Cooley Road. And Stephanie, Calgary police asked for permission on this from the province.
Right, Ian. So both red light and speed enforcement are going to be reinstated at this intersection behind me at the city's western edge. Police say it's because of excessive speed, but also that throughout the city, fatal collisions are on track to break a 10-year record. It was just last April that photo radar was eliminated on provincial highways and connectors. The province allowed it to continue in school zones, playground zones, and construction zones. But the Calgary police asked for permission to return photo radar to high-risk or collision-prone areas. Calgary police say there were 29 fatal crashes in the city last year, a 10-year high. And so far this year, there have been 25. Now, this intersection got the green light to reinstate its radar camera because there were 20 crashes last year. And between January and July of this year, the highest recorded speed was 162 kilometers per hour. This zone is a 90 zone. Drivers I spoke with in the area say the intersection is a concern for them, too.
I think the people of Bearspaw drive really nice cars and they drive really fast, and I think that they sometimes feel like the rules are for other people. So I definitely think we've all seen enough crashes here.
Well, if it saves lives, to me, it's, you know, it's not something I worry too much about.
The other intersection that police asked to reinstate photo radar is in the northeast at 16th Avenue and 68th Street. Both of those law enforcement tools will be back in effect on Friday, October 3rd. Ian?
Stephanie, thanks very much. Several Springbank Hill residents were in court this afternoon for an injunction hearing. They're concerned about a rezoning decision that's scheduled to take place when they don't have a current city councillor. The proposed Augusta Villas project would add 42 townhomes to nearly 3 acres of undeveloped land in the southwest Calgary community. Many residents say the development will add traffic and parking problems and cast a shadow over existing homes. In a statement to CTV News, the developer, Kyle Al Werzer says the proposal is a better outcome for the community, with internal garages and visitor parking on site and communal waste and recycling pickup. Residents filed the injunction because the city would not delay the rezoning vote until after the fall election. Their previous councillor, Richard Pootmans, stepped down last November. Another councillor, Sonia Sharp, has taken on representing Springbank Hill, but residents say Sharp does not have an extra vote on their behalf.
This development is being pushed through with a political agenda to try and expedite this case and, prioritizing the interests of developers over the rights of citizens. This really, at the heart of the matter, is about protecting democratic rights to be represented.
The court injunction hearing will continue on Monday. The public rezoning hearing at City Hall is scheduled for Tuesday morning. Alberta's unemployment rate is now the second highest in the country. Statistics Canada's August labour force survey shows the province's jobless number jumped to 8.4% last month. That's a lot higher than the national rate of 7.1%, and it's Alberta's highest non-pandemic year mark since 2017. The biggest job declines were in manufacturing and in wholesale and retail trade. Experts blame lower consumer confidence and continued trade uncertainty.
All this is, a tough environment for those looking for work, especially for youth, where we've seen a big jump in unemployment this year as well. So we're still kind of in a wait and see mode for the Canadian economy. We're looking for a trade deal with the U.S., but in the meantime, it's a very uncertain environment, and businesses are very cautious with their hiring.
Only Newfoundland and Labrador had a higher unemployment rate than Alberta in August, sitting at 10.7%. Calgary's new film commissioner is aiming to attract new productions during a slower year for the local film and television industry. Adnan Wassi took the post in August. He was born in Toronto but was working in New York. And he's been in the film and media industry for over 2 decades, including on Emmy-nominated projects. Calgary film and TV organizations say 2025 has been slower than last year. The union, representing many behind-the-scenes workers, says about 65% have work this year. Wassi thinks if more people know about the local world-class crews, scenery, and tax incentives here, they will choose the area for their productions.
We have obviously had a great swell of support from Hollywood. That's not the only place where productions come from. So we're still looking to Hollywood, but we're looking to the world.
Wassi says in his first month, he has already heard from several local, national, and Hollywood producers interested in working in Calgary. No project names have been released yet. My Life with the Walter Boys on Netflix and Anna Pigeon are currently filming in the Calgary area. Brown Bagging for Calgary's Kids has launched its September fundraiser. Brown Bagging says it has seen an 80% increase in the number of kids needing lunches on school days in the last 5 years. Lunches are being made fresh every morning and delivered to 290 Calgary schools. Organizers hope to raise over $600,000. The Matt Rumpel Family Foundation is matching all donations up to $100,000. All right, Danielle, we had thick fog in some parts of the city earlier today, and once it burned off, it was quite delightful.
Yeah, this is a beautiful day, considering what we've had for the last couple of days, where our smoke has been quite yucky. We've been on that higher end of the scale for the last 2 days, at a 10 plus 2 days ago, and just yesterday at a 9, and today moderate, nicer air, cleaner. And we got up to 21 today. You can still see some haze over the city, absolutely. We'll remain at moderate as we go through these next 12 hours or so, and we might even bump down to low tomorrow. So for today, the rest of today and through tomorrow, we're looking at decent air quality, so that's some good news for us. It will be a little gusty at times this evening and later in the day tomorrow as well. And while that says 18, we're actually looking at a high of 20 tomorrow. Okay, that's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit fifthAvVW.com. Ian?
Thank you, Danielle. The weather this weekend looks just right to get outside and connect with nature. Next, the multi-sensory experience on Calgary's first forest bathing trail. And under construction, more affordable housing, how much tenants will pay in rent. Calgarians have a new way to connect with nature. The city's first forest bathing trail is open. The self-guided trail is located at the Inglewood Bird Sanctuary. It's designed to support mental health and well-being as you immerse yourself in the surroundings. It's certified by the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy and includes stations where you can scan a QR code and listen to audio messages to help guide you.
I hope people really realize that we can just slow down in life. I hope people realize that, because the trail is set up in a way where there's a few stations and people are invited to just stop and just be and listen to these recorded invitations, which are they're really sensory, and they're inviting people to connect with this space.
The city says studies show being in nature helps reduce stress, improve mood and sleep, lower blood pressure, and boost creativity and immunity. Did you hear that? You can slow down. That's a great place to slow down.
Yeah. Our floor director, Jeff, tells me this all the time.
To slow down.
To slow down, but also nature.
Right, and you have a whole weekend to do it.
I know, and pretty good weather. We don't have anything alarming as we go through here, so we may get a little more smoke, start to come back in later on Sunday. So you need to be aware of that. And the overnights, well, they're starting to get cooler as we go. It's that time of year again. There's that haze over the city. We are at moderate right now in the city of Calgary on our air quality health index. So much better air quality than what we've had over the past couple of days. 21 degrees is the current temperature in the city, and 23, so it's warmer in Banff right now. 23 in Banff, Brooks, Lethbridge. So low 20s for all of southern Alberta. It's that time of year where our overnights, the temperatures drop a little bit more than what we've had over the past, throughout the summer. So for all of these areas, this is a frost advisory in place. Hannah, Empress, Medicine Hat, Foremost, Manyberries drop into that freezing mark, or at least very close to it, which is why the frost advisory is in place there. We'll be in the single digits for much of southern Alberta overnight tonight. And that leads to cooler mornings. There's that chill in the air. We're starting to get the taste of fall. We've already had a little bit of a taste. All right, smoky conditions off into BC. Some fires going on in BC as well. And right now the wind direction is acting in our favor. So we have pretty decent air quality. And we're anywhere from low to moderate right now in southern Alberta. We're going to get a shift in winds later on Sunday and through Monday. And that's going to push some of this smoke in. So we may notice smokier conditions. And that will bump us up higher on that moderate part for Sunday, later on Sunday, and then on Monday we may even go above the moderate level to that higher risk. As you can see here, there's certainly a good chance of that. Okay, radar and satellite, nothing going on right now because we are under a strong ridge of high pressure. The next weather maker will be later on Sunday. So Sunday near the supper hours, as you can see right here, we have the potential for thunderstorm activity in the city of Calgary and all down through Lethbridge as well. So we will get thunderstorms develop in the foothills, in the mountains, and then it will track off to the east, and it may make its way as far east as Calgary and Lethbridge for tomorrow. Okay, for Sunday. For tomorrow, we're looking at mainly sunny skies, air quality health index low, a high of 25 degrees. There's a little bit of summer with some nice air quality. So enjoy the outdoors tomorrow and for much of Sunday as well. It will be warm. Air quality should be around low to moderate for the morning hours and early afternoon, and then it might start to get a little smokier later on Sunday. 26 degrees, and then by the supper hours, the chance of thunderstorm activity. Monday, 24 and moderate or high risk on that air quality health index.
He makes his living on the road in the circus. Still to come, a Cirque du Soleil performer on the ups and the downs of the teeterboard. As we mentioned earlier, Canada lost jobs last month, and that was mirrored by some poor job numbers in the U.S., too. Joining me is Dave Popowich, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich-Kermelli Advisory Group. And Dave, the markets responded to these lackluster job numbers. What do investors need to know?
Yeah, hi, and it's an interesting response because it may not be what investors expected. Let's start in Canada. So as we know, what we got is a big job loss, more than 65,000 jobs lost on the heels of 41,000 jobs lost in the last report, and below expectation, unemployment rate rising to 7.1%. Now you think, wow, that isn't good news. But we did have the TSX moving higher today, where the Dow and the S&P 500 moved lower. What's happening here, of course, is that it is increasing expectations that the Bank of Canada is going to be cutting rates further to stimulate growth in the economy. At the same time, of course, we've got the government out with policies that they believe are going to start helping the Canadian economy become less reliant on the United States and more resilient to avoid future trade shocks. So we did have a positive response, and we have set another all-time high on the TSX today. Now, if I look at the United States, so they gained 22,000 jobs, right, whereas we lost. It was well below what was expected. 75,000 jobs were expected. They did have an increase in the unemployment rate to 4.3%, and that affected markets negatively. But from an investor perspective, it did increase bets that the U.S. Fed is going to have to now start dropping rates. We expect a quarter point, or the market expects a quarter point at its next meeting, but there is talk now about potentially a 50 basis point cut. Now, we're going to have to watch inflation data next week again, Ian, because it could further influence what investors think about the next set of decisions that the central banks in North America have to make.
More number crunching ahead. Dave, thanks very much.
Bye, Ian.
The province has accepted 4 new recommendations related to tailings ponds and oil sands water management. The study and analysis were done by the Oil Sands Mine Water Steering Committee. Its goal was to find ways to speed up tailings ponds reclamation and water management at oil sands mines. The accepted recommendations include new treatment technologies and increased community involvement in monitoring programs. It also recommends establishing standards for releasing treated oil sands water. The province says it will create an accelerated plan for reclaiming the water and the land. Construction on nearly 200 affordable homes is slated to begin next month in southwest Calgary. The Liberty Housing Organization will build on vacant land near the Heritage LRT station. Its target occupants are those making $65,000 or less a year. They hope to keep rent to $940 a month for a 1-bedroom and $1,100 for a 3-bedroom. The homes should be ready for occupancy in 2027. This tract of city land was declared surplus in 2019 when the YMCA South Recreation Facility was demolished. A 12-year-old boy in Lethbridge is accused of trying to kill his younger brother. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. The 7-year-old victim is recovering in hospital after being stabbed multiple times. Coming up at 6, we have more details about the investigation, plus a Calgary criminologist weighs in on the case. Also ahead, Calgary's new film commissioner is aiming to attract more productions to our city. Coming up, some of the changes one local filmmaker is hoping to see. That's all at 6. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. To call Cirque du Soleil's Echo spectacular would be an understatement. It's one of Cirque's newest productions, debuting in Montreal in 2023, and it's in Calgary under the big top at Stampede Park right now. Joining me is Leonardo Luzada de Freitas, one of the teeterboard performers in Echo. It's great to see you today.
Thank you. It's good to see you too.
So first of all, how did this become your full-time job?
Well, when I was 12, I had a circus company in my city, and my mom kind of wanted me to have an activity or something, a sport to do, and I joined them only for training, and ended up getting theater classes and pretty much all the other cirque discipline classes, and I just fall in love with it, and give my whole life to it, and here I am still.
And here you are. You know, when I saw the show the other night, I thought about your act. I thought of all the things that could possibly go wrong, people getting injured, people getting hurt. What's going through your mind as you're performing?
Well, teeterboard, as you see, is a really, it has to be really precise. We do not have a big apparatus. As you see, we only have 50 centimeters place to land, so especially having 3 boards, it demands a lot of focus, that's for sure. And I would say that during the arc, they just try to pay attention in all the boards, because we do need to spot everyone and be aware of everything that's happening. We do have a different tracks sometimes. So during the arc, I think it's a lot of focus and just and also try to have fun too. So what I usually do is try to have fun and keep the focus on and trying to be there for my team as well and protect everyone.
To see my extended interview with Leonardo Luzada de Freitas, visit ctvnews.ca/Calgary. The sunny weather continues for the first weekend of September. Right now in Calgary, it is hazy and 21 degrees. Danielle has details just ahead. You could hardly ask for better weather this weekend, really, for early September.
What a beautiful way to head into the weekend as well for today. And nice, somewhat fresher air, we'll say. 21 degrees is the current temperature. Yes, we're looking at those chilly mornings. Just keep that in mind, because that's here to pretty much stay. We are looking at a high of 25 for tomorrow. Air quality health index will range from low to moderate, just like today. And same thing for Sunday. Sunday, by the supper hours, the chance of showers and thunderstorm activity. And then late Sunday and through Monday, we might get some more smoke push in from the west, which could bump up our smokier conditions once again for Monday.
Thanks, Danielle. Some of the finest handcrafted wooden pieces in southern Alberta are on display at South Centre for the next 10 days. The Southern Alberta Woodworkers Society, or SAWS, has taken over Centre Court at the mall. It's hosting the 2025 Fine Works in Wood exhibition. The pieces here vary in size and shape, but they're all crafted with wood. The Society hosts the event every 2 years, and it's a chance for its 100 members to show their skills to each other and members of the public.
People are astounded at the quality of the work that is done. We would hope, however, that they're not intimidated by it, because we're trying to bring in more members to our society. We're very welcoming of all skill levels, so people ought not to feel like they have to build something like they see here.
Some of the items on display are also for sale. Organizers say many of the pieces entered in this exhibition take hundreds of hours to complete. The 10-day event is free to the public. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.